Set in for your execution.
God damn me, my hair cook. Thank you. You're welcome.
Looks just like
The bond.
Maybe think of it as a gift. It's like a new skin working into place. It's for you to complete your transformation.
this is just a little gift.
But I can take some blood. Show me how strong you are. It's really disgusting. You could just sit there and watch it happen.
You know, James, do you worry they got the wrong man?
Less than 5 hours ago, we received communication from the Cassini-3.
So get out of the water now.
We need to send a rescue team immediately and find out what's going on.
Ignition.
You're en route to the Pandora wormhole.
Pandora, the box of mysteries.
Got eyes on the Cassini.
Looks like that ship's been underwater for years.
There's no sign of him.
There's something moving in the water.
I got something. Attention, fall back! Just keep moving.
What is on this moon, Colonel?
I see bodies. We have to get them back to the ship immediately. Some of the others are infected.
Wormhole closes in 2 hours.
We will eradicate the organism. Do not evac. Tell everyone to brace themselves. This is not going to be a smooth ride.
Cassini-3 is coming towards our ship, Commander.
You'll infect all of us.
They just launched the nuke into the wormhole.
Brace yourselves!
Wormhole.
The entire organism broke free from the moon. It's coming for us.
Everybody on the ground! Now listen up. If you don't cooperate, you will die. What do you want?
My dad is gonna come get me and you're gonna be in trouble. He's a soldier.
I'm coming for my wife and kid.
You don't belong here.
My family's inside.
Don't try anything stupid. It's too dangerous.
We don't have a lot of time. We've got a gang of very well-armed robbers. We need to stop them from spreading it all over the city. If it gets out of the city, we'll be hell. You won't be able to stop us.
What is going on? What is he doing here? Come on! Man to man!
That's a man my ass.
You still think you're gonna get out of this one?
We went over the plan 5 times. I got the package, didn't I? We need a pickup.
Hang on. Grab the light.
So, this is the top team. The rogue clones on the run from the Empire, huh?
Hello.
How juicy.
The Empire's growing stronger. We should be doing more.
You want to really be free? Then pull off this heist, and you can have a future.
Rumors are more and more clones have been questioning the Order. Then they are traitors, like the Jedi.
You all gave up everything because of me.
We made the right choice, Omega. But there are others out there who need our help. What sort of treachery is this?
Stay back!
We are not the enemy. The Empire seeks to establish peace and order throughout the galaxy.
Peace. Peace was never an option.
We're soldiers. We do what needs to be done. Move. You know what makes us different? We make our own choices. What do you need, Rex? Any chance I could use you for a mission?
Parents, The Bad Batch, new season streaming.
Oscar wants to fight professionally, and I'm gonna pay you to train him.
From the barn.
Competition.
But what I taught you is not for competition.
How can I test myself if I don't compete with others?
Even if you decide to compete, promise me that you won't use the style that I taught you. There's got to be some connection here. Nobody else fights like that. Oh, you gotta find him.
What is it? Let's reprogram you. You're gonna be my stepmother. You're still 39 years old. You smoke weed and smoke. You are still an angel. That's all. I'll be back. Oh God, son, stepson, oh good mama. Let's manipulate the world. There you go. Before, she had a husband. Now, she doesn't have a husband. Her husband doesn't exist now. It's me and her. Neighbors, you know what I mean, shit. Press play.
Your instructor, is he here? This guy.
These guys are looking for Mr. Davis.
Who are they?
Hitman.
Bond.
What do you do to make these guys want to kill you? I took down their boss and most of his organization. They've been wanting me dead for years. This man is an elite soldier and we need this taken care of.
Reminds me of some kind of black Rambo. Fuck the gun or kill your friend.
Let him go and nobody else gets hurt. Don't hold your gun sideways.
Just a little rusty.
Known for being a tough guys game where you can do some pretty questionable things, but being mean to birds has some very serious consequences. For one of the missions, you'll find yourself constantly sipping on bird poop, which can get pretty annoying, but if you decide to eliminate your new rivals, your in-game girlfriend will dump you.
I had no idea you were that kind of a monster.
And in Resident Evil 4, there's a friendly character named Lewis that gives you health, ammo, and an extra set of hands to help with your zombie problem. Except, you could also turn him into your enemy. If you find Lewis annoying, feel free to start putting a couple bullets themselves in him, but unlike pretty much every other NPC, he's not gonna let you get away with it. Try enough times and he'll get so fed up, you'll be the one who gets shot instead. And betraying your teammates in Halo causes similar fate, but somehow it's even worse. If you try to shoot your fellow Marines, nothing really happens, but if you attempt to kill Captain Keyes, the game will quickly teach you a lesson. The second he dies, all of the doors will lock, and an endless army of guards will come to fight you as revenge. They have infinite health, making it impossible to beat, so let's just say being a jerk in this game doesn't exactly pay off. In GTA 5, you can swap between Franklin, Michael, and Trevor, but some players wondered what would happen if they met up and trolled each other, which they quickly regretted. If you find one of them in the open world, you can start stalking and trying to mess with them. It doesn't take long before they get really annoyed and warn you to go away, but continue to harass them further, and they'll knock you out with a punch. And in The Legend of Zelda Wind Waker, you can find this seemingly adorable pig, but most players don't know about his dark secret. You can come across this little guy in your travels and bring him back to your home base, giving him the name Link the Pig. He grows to a huge size pretty quickly, but if you ever try to turn him into bacon, he will absolutely destroy you. He deals the most damage in a single hit out of all the creatures in the game, which is a fitting punishment for even thinking about hurting the poor little piggy. Now, Dark Souls is already known for being insanely difficult, but being a jerk throughout the game will only make it that much harder. Turns out, if you go on a rampage and kill various NPCs, they won't respawn. You'll never be able to use their services, miss out on all of their quest lines, and even get guilt tripped for it. And while those NPCs didn't exactly defend themselves, don't even think about doing the same in Tomb Raider 2. On one level, you'll find yourself in a temple full of monks, which is refreshing because of the constant action. But if you decide to attack any of them, you'll suddenly find yourself being chased by all of them. Dishonored doesn't allow this kind of thing either, because even though the game is about being an assassin, you can actually be punished for killing too many enemies. There are multiple ways to complete a mission, from sneaking around or taking out everyone who gets in your way. Well, turns out the game is secretly tracking all of your stats, and if it sees you've killed over half the people in the game, you'll get betrayed by your closest friend. At the end of the game, Samuel's waiting for you on a boat to escape, but now he'll turn against you, firing a flare to alert guards. Doing this not only means you've got to fight dozens more to survive, but the game also spawns extra guards just as a punishment. In Spelunky Shrine Master, you can come across shrines that give you loot for sacrificing creatures to Carly, but sometimes it goes horribly wrong. If you decide to be a jerk and destroy a shrine, she'll spawn a ton of spiders to attack you as a punishment, and that's not even the worst of it. Destroying even more shrines will lock you to a ball and chain, which makes it almost impossible to complete the level. Destroying 4 of them spawns the Ghost, which will constantly follow you around and kill you instantly with a single touch. That's not the only god you shouldn't mess with, because the bunnies in Shadow Warrior also have a terrifying punishment. Throughout the game, you can find bunnies roaming around, and sometimes they'll even be breeding. Of course, being the jerk you are means you'll interrupt them, in which case you won't be met with a cute little rabbit. Instead, it'll spawn this demon. The Bunny Lord is a black rabbit with creepy red eyes and has some of the most powerful attacks in the game. It turns into its own mini-boss battle, and if you thought that was bad, if you repeat it when playing the game a second time, you'll be met by an even bigger and more horrifying rabbit. Somehow that's not as terrifying as the supernatural villain called the Sorrow. You'll meet up towards the end of Metal Gear Solid 3 as a boss fight, but during one part, he'll use ghosts to haunt you as you make your way through a river. The bombshell is, all of these ghosts are actually the enemies you killed throughout the game, so the more people you took out, the more ghosts you'll face. It is a slow and painful punishment as you're forced to trudge through the river, feeling sorry for every soul you pass. In Dynasty Warriors, there's a leader you'll find named Liu Bei, and he's an extremely friendly and caring commander to his army. But if you accidentally or even intentionally kill any of his followers, he'll politely ask you to not hurt them. Ignore his warning. The next time you kill him, he'll get revenge by killing you and your entire army as payment. And that's not nearly as bad as what you could do in Fallout 1 and 2. There are various kids around the game that you can find and interact with, but the devs didn't exactly make them invincible, leading to some pretty terrible situations. If you did the unthinkable, the game will give you a shameful title and call you an evil person. Even bounty hunters will come after you for it. This is frowned upon so much that it was actually changed in future games, but I mean, come on, who would be this much of a jerk? And Star Fox Adventures was another classic game, but it wasn't set in space like the other titles. Instead, it was an adventure platformer, and during one part you meet Tricky the Dinosaur.
Game's on. I'm one leg away from jagging this same game multi.
Seriously, you Aussie pointers sure are built different. Just like the points bet app. It's faster, easier, it's got better offers.
It seems innocent on the surface, but can start to become incredibly annoying as you look after him. So not surprising that some players decided to take out their anger on the dino, and soon realized that after too many hits, you would be punished for it. Tricky would only take so much before incinerating you for betraying him. So if the dino wasn't enough to drive you mad, The Sinking City is a game with its own insanity meter. It keeps track of your character's encounters and some of your actions. For example, killing innocent NPCs will increase your madness. When this happens, it causes your screen to go completely blurry and shake. But eventually, monsters will start spawning and come after you for attacking the helpless. And in Skyrim, you can make some characters feel even worse. Most players know you can get into a relationship with NPCs in the game, but if it doesn't work out, the outcome isn't great. If you break up with a simple trader, then you'll likely miss out on a few sales. But if it's an important character, then it's a huge problem. Any followers you have can help carry items or be required on certain missions to help you. But if you've upset them with a breakup, they actually won't talk to you anymore. This means it'll be almost impossible to complete quests or even get your most valuable items back. But it turns out Mass Effect 2 will let you upset an entire animal society. You can find space cows on a certain planet who do nothing but peacefully live in the background. Well, if you turn your weapons away from the battle and decide to kill them, the game will roast you for it. Even the entire Galactic Humane Society will send you a message that makes you feel sad for even trying to do it in the first place. And I mean, come on, what do you got against space cows? Well, Pokemon Mystery Dungeon has its own rules too. The Kecleon shop has a variety of items to offer, with some of the display outside actually being stealable, but they won't let you get away with it. If you decide to try and take items, you'll find yourself getting into a fight with the store owners, which might not go too well for you since they're an incredibly high level. And I don't know what some gamers have against animals, but in GTA 5, Franklin's dog Chop has a happiness meter that you can increase over time by taking him on walks, playing with him, and other stuff. But if you decide to kill Chop, you'll eventually respawn in his kennel with his happiness at 0. Try to go meet him again, and he'll bark at you because he's mad, and it serves you right. It doesn't end with GTA, because Rockstar keeps the charm going in other games like Bully. It obviously has dozens of ways to get roasted for being a jerk, but antagonizing the teachers has the craziest punishment. If you get caught by the prefects, you'll get detention and have to do chores like mowing the lawn. But it doesn't end here. Keep trolling the teachers, and the lawn will get bigger every single time, until eventually, it stops being fun to play entirely. You don't know Jack is a party game that you can play with friends, but if you try and enter swear words as your username, the game will pick it up and the narrator will roast you.
Player one, you think you're real funny, don't you? Me? You. I'm taking away $1,000.
Try to change your name back again, and the game will remember and take away thousands more dollars and even one extra to be sure. You might want to try it a third time just to see how much money the host will take away, but instead, you'll get something completely different.
You're getting a goat. Yeah, that's it. Game over. Here's a goat. Enjoy.
But click on this video if you want to see 18 video games that roast you for sucking. Hope you all enjoyed. It's been Tommy, and keep it here on T5G.
Most horrifying enemy in God of War. These are the 22 creepiest Easter eggs in video games. In Call of Duty Modern Warfare, there's a map called Livestock, but anyone who plays it normally won't notice the unsettling secret lurking in the shadows. If you pay close attention, you'll start to notice teddy bears and other stuffed animals hiding in the most random places. After shooting them, 2 final bears will appear on the ground, and this is where it gets disturbing. If they're distracted, you spend most of your time traversing mountains surrounded by enemies, but there's one location that you're always safe, or so we thought. Your private quarters are the best place to get some rest after a long delivery, but after seeing this Easter egg, I might avoid sleeping from now on. There's a small chance that upon waking up, a shadowy figure can be seen in the shower, staring at you while teleporting around. Eventually, she bursts down and jump scares the camera, waking up Sam and revealing that it was a dream all along. While playing Please Don't Touch Anything, the goal is obviously to, well, not touch anything. And even though it's meant to be a lighthearted experience, there is one Easter egg that is absolutely terrifying. If you spam the red button, it'll open various drawers until you unlock the hammer. With this, you can smash the clock on the wall, and anyone who turns the hands to 666 will find themselves regretting it instantly. On Hitman's 2 Miami Grand Prix mission, it's easy to get distracted by the race cars and expensive lifestyle. This is why only a small number of players discovered a horrifying secret in the aquarium. The abandoned building is creepy on its own, but when you look into this window, you can see a red room with a crash test dummy on a crucifix. This is where things get unsettling. After zooming into the window with a sniper scope, the signs change from live exercise in progress to live exorcism in progress. The dummy begins to move, slowly turning its head and staring right into your soul. Just make sure you watch your back. The second you let go of that aim button, the demon teleports directly behind Agent 47. An Easter egg which every horror fan can appreciate lies behind door 202 in The Observer. After discovering the key code, this door leads you through various hallways. You can hear people begging for help, demons tapping the window, and find body parts in a fridge. This disturbing area is a tribute to PT, and they really capture the eeriness of the demo. But I'd rather be there than in Red Dead 2's demonic cabin. Located in the bayou, this place is full of creepy artifacts, accidentally becoming a museum of horror. To anyone who visited, this painting was the most innocent item in the cabin, but if you came back while playing as John Marston, it told a more sinister story. With each visit, the painting changed, slowly creating a figure of a man with a top hat. But it's the final stage which will send chills down your spine as you...
Who's Karen? Everyone's a winner with eBay's money back guarantee.
Support energy levels and exercise performance with Naturopathica FBX Energy and Burn.
You approach the finished artwork, the strange man can be seen in the mirror, standing right behind you. A similar fate awaits you in BioShock Infinite Burial at Sea. While exploring the map, players found an event that led to a mysterious manta ray lounge. It's mostly empty, except for one machine called Need to Know Theater. While they usually play short films, this one glitches out, flashing questions at the screen before its final message appears behind you. As you leave the theater, there's an unwelcome guest waiting for you, and nobody knows why this statue appears, and it's absolutely horrifying. Personally, I'll be avoiding this next creepy secret in Zombie Army 4. After you've progressed through the Don't Tap the Glass mission, the final objective asks you to escape the aquarium. Safety is closer than ever, but not before you pass this portrait of a woman. If you get too close, you'll instantly regret it, with the woman turning into a demon and spraying blood all over the canvas. One of the scariest Easter eggs out there can be found in Tunnel B2 of Infra. This is a puzzle game where most players aren't expecting anything creepy until they come across this door. It's super difficult to access, but once they solve the puzzle, the only thing inside Tunnel B2 was darkness. You could keep walking, and it felt like an eternity. Players were already building up a sweat when they heard the deep breathing, over and over in their ears. They were desperate to get out, and it felt like the walls were closing in, and when the corridor finally ended, the door was locked, with nowhere left to run. This enemy at Dead Island Riptide is also pretty creepy, but also serves as an amazing homage. At Halai Village, one of the huts has a special loot crate. Instead of grabbing your regular supplies, a miniature zombie will break through the floor. He's just a tiny guy, but it's not a random event. This is a reference to the toolbox zombies from Borderlands who also jump out of chests. And one of the strangest Easter eggs is in Metro Last Light, where you can find this old woman wandering around the museum. This gets extremely disturbing when you look away. Every time you do it, she teleports, changing her clothes, standing in different poses, and finally, breathing down your neck. And thousands of players got chills after discovering the most unexpected secret in Far Cry 5. In one of the sewers, a small red balloon can be seen, just floating there. By now, most people have made the connection that it was a reference to Pennywise from It, but it got so much more bizarre. There's a haunted house located on the map, which is already unsettling, and when players turned on the power, they spotted a mysterious figure staring at them from the barn. Once you've investigated, nobody was there, except a red balloon and a phone. For anyone brave enough to answer, they heard this. An unexplainable creature can be found in Hitman 3's Apex Predator mission. It all started with this safe that can only be accessed using the code 1989, revealing a golden idol. Anyone who took this outside would find an armchair facing a lake, and quickly discovered that this idol would summon a disturbing creature.
Don't trust anyone. When the wine is poured, the blood will flow.
This next Easter egg was never meant to be discovered, and it's one of the most unsettling secrets I've ever seen. Throughout the story of Soma, the main character talks to their girlfriend, but she's always looking out the window. You never see her face, which left people wondering if the developers even designed one. This is the moment curiosity got the better of them, and with the help of cheats, they made their way over to the window, eager to learn the woman's identity, only to find her entire face covered in maggots. If that makes you want to wash your eyes, this for a cleanup detail is the perfect game. But even this cleaning simulator has a terrifying feature. On the House of Horror map, you can find a deer above the fireplace, and the first instinct is to pull out the mop. But be careful, because anyone who washes the deer for too long awakens it. It's not the worst thing you could find. In 1997's Blood, there's a locked room with a baby stroller inside. As you get closer, a hand can be seen trying to get out the carriage, which clearly doesn't belong to a baby. If you destroy it, body parts fly out, and an army of crawling ants will chase your character in an attempt to kill you. And Halo 3 has a location which makes me nervous just by looking at it. During this era 117, they were monkeys with human faces, staring blankly into the distance. But even World of Warcraft's friendliest town is hiding the creepiest secret. Every morning at 7 a.m., children
Mom.
appear in the street,
Thank
running
you.
extremely
Welcome,
fast
Mom.
towards something. But where are they going? Players have wondered the same thing and follow the children down the road. And after a long journey, they
brought
eventually
out the
reach this
smoke
house. Upstairs, the children
brought.
gather in a circle and we're staring at the wall as a deep voice said,
Your friends will abandon you. You will die.
It gets even more disturbing in Payday 2's hospital mission, when your quest to retrieve blood samples takes a much more sinister turn. People who turned off the lights would discover a chilling secret in the basement. Peeking through the window, they were jump scared by a witch from Left 4 Dead, desperately trying to break out. But creatures are scarier when they don't attack, and this is what happened to players in Goat Simulator. While roaming the desert, they came across just a man, standing there. As he got closer, he started to say the word moo over and over again, which was already strange, but after leaving, they could still hear him. No matter where you go, he'll be there, teleporting around and stalking you at every opportunity. There's nothing more disturbing than the feeling of being watched. In Ghost Recon Wildlands, it's just unavoidable. You can read the tale of a young boy who wanted to help his mother wash clothes in the swamp. This is where he walked into the water and mysteriously disappeared. If you head to the location from the story, you'll soon realize it's even more horrifying in person. A small boy can be seen in the distance staring right at you. And he runs from anyone who approaches him, fading into the bushes, never to be seen again. Just like this enemy in God of War, which was so creepy it had to be cut from the game. Anyone who has faced the Revenant knows how unsettling it is, but its predecessor was on a whole new level. The artist who designed this creature shared it online, revealing the drummer, who had 4 burnt arms, no eyeballs, and a beating heart covered in blood. But it's not even the scariest NPC, because this hidden room in Call of Duty Finest Hour is one of the most unexplainable things out there. Players realized that you could throw 3 grenades at an underground passage, and it would reveal a door. This leads to a room that nobody understands, with candles floating in the air and baby pictures all over the walls. At the center, an empty crib, but if you approach it, a ghostly figure begins to emerge. It's hard to tell if this is a child in a soldier's body or the other way around, but it's still unexplained to this day. And those were some of the creepiest Easter eggs of all time. This has been Tyler on T5G.
Whatever you do, you own it.
Easter eggs in Hogwarts Legacy. As you explore the Room of Requirement for the first time, it looks almost identical to the films, but most fans didn't notice this secret. In the Half-Blood Prince, Draco Malfoy uses a vanishing cabinet to sneak Death Eaters into the school, and this exact same cabinet is right here hiding in plain sight. Over in Potions class, there's an Easter egg that references a hated Harry Potter character. On the wall, these rules are hung up, telling students to not use magic in the hallways, keep rooms outside, and not all beasts make good pets. Of course, this is a reference to the decrees that Dolores Umbridge hammered to the wall in Order of the Phoenix. But I personally love this hidden detail in the restricted section of the library. As you sneak through it with Sebastian, there's a book that no one is talking about. On this shelf, press interact, and Sebastian says,
Secrets of the darkest arts. I'm impressed.
Hardcore fans of the series will know that Secrets of the Darkest Arts is actually one of the most important things in Harry Potter. That is because Voldemort finds this exact same book and will eventually use it to learn about Horcruxes. I'm gonna tell you, there are plenty of other insane references scattered throughout Hogwarts. In the Room of Requirement, chess pieces from the first movie are lurking in the background, the same ones Ron uses in the Sorcerer's Stone. And speaking of hidden entrances, everyone has been asking one question: is the Chamber of Secrets in Hogwarts Legacy? Well, go to the Slytherin dungeons, and sure enough, the bathroom is right here in its full glory. Now, you can't actually open the chamber, but there is still something to find. Casting Revelio will unlock a page that says, scratched into one of the copper taps on this seemingly ordinary sink is a small snake. No one knows what it means. Instead, maybe you should check out the Hufflepuff common room. Just be careful though, as it could totally embarrass you. If you belong to any other house, these barrels won't let you in, and if that wasn't clear enough, they also douse you in vinegar just for good measure. Now, you probably know there are different rooms for witches and wizards, so if you get extra curious and try to enter the wrong dorm, the stairs turn into a slide and send you flying back down. And there's something even crazier in Professor Weasley's office. Near the door, you can find this top hat with rabbit ears inside a glass cage. Now, it could be a fitting tribute to Alice in Wonderland, but there is another possibility. In Chapter 4, Prisoner of Azkaban, they go to Diagon Alley and see a fat white rabbit, which kept changing into a silk top hat and back again. It's only mentioned in the books and never again. But either way, this Easter egg is super interesting. Something that can't be doubted is in the Grand Staircase Tower. Head up to the trophy room and you'll spot a large casket. This actually contains the Goblet of Fire. It tells us exactly where this thing is stored when they're not using it. Probably one of the funniest references is in Hogsmeade, where Quest makes fun of Ron Weasley. They're sent to the outskirts of the Forbidden Forest and told to follow the butterflies. It leads you to treasure and gives you an achievement, but more importantly, this whole thing is a subtle nod to Ron saying,
Why spiders? Why couldn't it be follow the butterflies?
There's also a secret room in the dungeons that's very easy to miss. This wall looks pretty normal, and using Revelio doesn't show anything out of the ordinary. But the K is a door and takes you to a room full of werewolf research, from statues to drawings, and even tapestry of an old fairy tale. An animal that's a little more harmless is cats, and if there's anyone who loves cats the most, it's Professor Umbridge. Her office was full of feline plates in the movies, and now they're in Hogwarts Legacy. You can get them from any random chest and are decorations for the room of requirement. An Easter egg that everyone is excited about is in this bathroom stall. Probably wondering why a cauldron is in the toilet, and that's because it's a subtle homage to the Chamber of Secrets, when Hermione made Polyjuice Potion in the bathroom. Speaking of breaking the rules, the Slytherin common room is underwater, and this window points directly out to the Black Lake. Before release, the devs told us not to tap the glass, but obviously, we're gonna do that. I mean, come on. If you hit the window enough times, a tentacle slaps the glass. Of course, this belongs to the giant squid, and if you go into free cam mode, you can see that it's just lurking underneath the window, waiting to strike at all times. Now, there's another weird room in the corridors, and it can only be accessed by this toad statue. It leads to an abandoned office, but the real surprise is when you leave, revealing that it was above you the whole time. It's not the only thing hiding in plain sight, because one of the main characters in the game is also featured in the movies, and nobody realized. In one scene, Sirius Black shows his family tree, and on the wall, you can see the name Phineas Nigellus Black, the headmaster in Hogwarts Legacy. According to Sirius, he was the least popular headmaster the school has ever had, and Dumbledore even talks to Phineas's portrait in Order of the Phoenix. We had no idea how important this background character would actually turn out to be. Maybe you should be more interested in the joke shop at Hogsmeade. There's a chance you'll find two identical ginger NPCs running around, and this is a reference to Fred and George Weasley, who set up their own story just like this in the movie. Another beloved character is Hagrid, and his iconic house is actually on the map. Considering this takes place 100 years in the past, it looks the exact same, including the pumpkin farm. What's interesting is this tombstone around the side, and there's no way to tell what it means, but some people think it's a subtle homage to Buckbeak, who was saved from execution Prisoner of Azkaban. I'm pretty on the fence about this one, but let me know what you think in the comments. There is other creatures in the game, and one of them is on the castle grounds. It's hard to spot from a distance, but when you get closer, it's revealed to be a dragon bush, and instead of breathing fire, it shoots out leaves. For a more traditional dragon, you gotta look at the main menu. Not only is the Hogwarts Legacy map 3D, but it's animated, and there's a dragon flying around. Who knows? Maybe it is actually up there in the clouds. Another awesome attention to detail is the chessboards around the castle. Not only do they play themselves, but it's showing a real-life move called Fool's Maid, the fastest possible way to beat someone in chess. Maybe you're feeling a little competitive? Well, there's a way to outsmart the game for yourself. Every chest you open gives a random item. It is not predetermined, which means you can rig the system. Just save before opening it, and if you're unhappy with what's inside, load the file and try again. The world of Hogwarts Legacy is full of discoveries, and one of the coolest is on the eastern side of Hogsmeade. It's a normal-looking farm, but if you use Revelio, this page will appear describing the secrets of who owns it. Apparently the land belongs to a squib, aka someone with wizard parents, but no magical powers. Instead of having a normal life, the farmer decided to stay in the wizarding world and now lives on this farm in Hogsmeade. Now there is a way to leave the country, but it's only available to a small percentage of players. Azkaban is a prison in the middle of the ocean, and if your character belongs to Hufflepuff, they can go there. No one else gets this mission, but it features Dementors, exclusive cutscenes, and you can even walk around the cells. One of the main companions in the game is Natty, who you can learn more about by asking questions. She reveals that she transferred from Wagadu in Uganda, and it's apparently the largest wizarding school in the world, even bigger than Hogwarts. It's carved out of a mountainside, and they use wandless magic there. I wish we could see it for ourselves, but we're also hoping that Quidditch makes an appearance. As you know, at the start of the game, Headmaster Black cancels the season, but that doesn't stop us from getting a taste of the action. In a secret room, there's a miniature version of Quidditch, and you can stand there and watch him play. Someone who is actually tired of standing there is this suit of armor, and there's a pretty dark...
Yep, I'm ready. Let's fuck here, Mom. Down the steps, son. Good girl, Mama. Put your hair.
war, conflict,
hi,
and death
the next
at the
day.
end. But what if it didn't have to end up that way? What if there was a way to save an entire server by banning every single player? See, the server we joined seemed pretty normal, but it had a little twist that would help us in accomplishing our mission. By killing a player once, you get their head. The only way to revive them is to place the head. But if you don't, that player is basically banned forever. This was perfect. However, this would also make it so we only had one life. If we died, it was over. But already, we had our first obstacle. What do you want? Is that what? I'm gonna murder. No. Basically, a full diamond player came up to us and gave us an ultimatum. Either we would willingly let him kill us for our heads, or he would do it himself. I think we should run. Run! It was clear to the both of us that this server had an economy for heads. Every person had a lust for blood, and they would do anything to promote killing. I mean, come on, another guy tried to blackmail my own teammate to kill me for netherite blocks. Full skill tower. No. 2 netherite blocks. We knew the only chance of stopping these evil players was to ban them all. But before we could even begin to think about that, I got word about something peculiar. Something funny. So we got infinite. Wait, infinite ores? Wait, how? Infinite ores? Hold on. Used to be a box.
Maybe there's like a group command or check the command.
Oh wait, they found a box of like ores. If this box actually existed, it would definitely help us in getting what we needed to fight back against the server's ruthless members. But for now, we settled down with the diamonds we received earlier. However, we knew our mission was to find this box, if it actually existed, and loot it. With a lack of trust with anybody else in the server, Pulse and I decided to fend for ourselves. And interestingly enough, we had came across a weird trail of blocks. Oh yeah, there's diorite. Bro, I mean, yeah, eventually, wait, there's a village! I even got a pretty concerning message from someone. Wait, somebody just messaged me saying, so if you help me kill Tyrad, I will give 5 netherite blocks. Wait, did he whisper that to the wrong person? It was clear. I was becoming a target, even being on the server for only like less than 15 minutes. Dude, we have proof that there's somehow a block of just ore somewhere.
That should be our goal.
Now it was time to begin the search of a lifetime. So he said, what were the cores? 0, 330.
Do you feel like we're geeked up enough to take a fight right now? If we die, you do realize we're permanently banned.
Realizing the box could have players already there waiting to attack, this was a risk for a huge reward. After exploring through forest after forest, there was no sign of a box of ores. Kinda just seemed like a myth to me at this point. But then our prayers were answered just in the nick of time. Wait, I see something in the sky. Wait, what the? Oh my gosh, look, what is that? Yeah.
Holy crap! What is that? That's the box.
Turns out the box is real, and there was literally just blocks of ancient debris and beacons just laying out. We had one mission now. Get unbelievably stacked into a very short period of time, aka the 3-step plan. 1, get full netherite armor and weapons. 2, find a teammate. And 3, get golden apples or any sort of food. This way we can truly save the server, aka ban every player to create peace. Oh yeah, and there was just blocks of netherite hanging out in the ancient debris. Yeah, I do. Oh, ancient debris. So we decided to take everything for ourselves because we're greedy. And while we were there, I also happened to get our first kill and first head. We have a lot more to go though if the server has any chance of being all to ourselves, but we also decided to bring along a person with us on our quest. They seem nice, and we also kind of forced them to do manual labor for us. It is less labor. Hey! It's not slave. Eventually, I finally got a full set of netherite armor. Now, we were going to enact our plan of domination, get the person's head and complete our mission, saving the server. Luckily, a player happened to stumble upon the box that is with full enchanted netherite armor. Enchanted netherite, by the way. But we knew we had to try and take them down. Oh. He just stasis. Wait, hold on. Though the guy got away, it made us realize of something about a pretty broken technique that allows you to escape any fight by just typing /spawn in the chat. There's no spawn. Oh wait, no, there's a /spawn. This teleports you to the spawn area where nobody can hurt you. This would make collecting heads quite a lot more difficult. We were also fortunate enough to have another person come to the box where he met his unfortunate demise. 2 heads down, a lot more to go. I also found another. Making quick progress. But apparently, that guy named Ghost Axolotl was Pulsify's friend. However, we learned that something that dead players can do. So if you're confused what's going on, basically, though Ghost is technically not alive anymore, he is in spectator mode, meaning he can access a menu of all the players who are alive and can teleport to literally anyone with just a click of a button. This would make it so we can find anybody on the server and take them down no matter where they are. This was genuinely game-changing. However, he accidentally teleported to one of the most feared players in the server, server known as Helix Hunter. However, we knew we had to seize this opportunity. With our hopes up, everything started to tumble almost immediately.
Please, kill him.
I can't. It's lagging. What the heck? This spawn prod. Oh wait, never mind.
He's gonna die.
Are you serious? What?
Now you may think this is it. With Pulse and I dead, our gear and heads were all gone. But that's where our teammate comes in, Leazzo.
Lizzo, please respawn us. Lizzo, please respawn us.
The first person we spared at the box area. Unfortunately, they were only able to get our armor, but Helix still had our heads in his inventory. How were we supposed to get them back? To rub even more salt into the wounds, our only remaining teammate died. While this may seem like the end of the road, it was far from it. There was one last ace up our sleeve. A player by the name of K Bliss challenged Helix to a 1v1.
Q, I need you to do us a favor and kill Helix.
Both had very similar gear and it seemed like a fair fight. With no other option, we knew this was the only way.
Wait. Oh my gosh! He killed him!
He did? Wait,
no.
He did?
He killed Jimmy. He killed Jimmy.
They had killed the wrong person. Helix got away, for now at least.
Like, oh, wait, that was my head? Wait, how did you have my head? You can rename heads? Oh,
Yeah, you didn't know that.
my.
But it turns out Helix didn't need to die. While my items were nowhere to be found, at least I was alive once more, but we still needed to get one more head to revive Pulse. Luckily, it was a lot easier than we originally anticipated. However, we knew Helix was at the top of our hit list. He had to go down one way or another. So after regrouping with my team, we were able to get enough gear together to get back to full netherite. I even got another ally by the name of Nicey to help the cause. With no plan, we didn't really know what to do. Nicey and I were scouting for food in the meantime. However, Leazzo, one of our teammates, had found Helix, but with a catch.
Lizzo, just that spawn.
Or you're gonna die. Helix was using the spawn protection at spawn to his advantage.
Oh, so spawn, he's just camping spawn.
If someone tried to hit him, he could easily slip back into the spawn area.
I guess I'll see a month later, a week later, who knows. By then, I'll be off my vacation and I'll be in my world building. You know, so yeah, I'll meet you there. I'll see you in a month, a week, couple days later. If it's a couple days later, no, if you want to, I'll be still here. So yeah, I'll see you whenever. Bye for now.